positioned right? No, it's not. All right, guys, we had all kinds of crap go on. I'm gonna fill you in while I'm untarping here. More broker shenanigans, guys. Let's talk about it. So, I picked this load up. I probably was loaded about noon, 1 o'clock, I don't know. And before I booked it, or when I was deadheading there, they sent me the link, the tracking link. You already know where this is going, guys. Oh shoot. So they sent me the tracking link. I'm like, okay, great. You know, there's the Trucker Tools tracking link. And I got tracking, and one thing I've noticed with tracking, you want to constantly make comments in that tracking link, because that comment triggers the system to force through the tracking in case it stopped. So whenever I get those, I try to do little notes, little comments every chance I get, like on schedule, loaded, whatever, you know. So I did that. When I got there, I put down on site, waiting, checked in, waiting, you know. And then I forgot to put down loaded, and I started driving. And about, I don't know, it's probably 4 p.m. they called me and said, hey, did you ever get loaded? And I'm like, yeah, I did. I forgot to put that in the thing. I was like, is my tracking working? And they said, yeah, it's working. I'm like, well, then you freaking knew I was loaded. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm loaded, mark me down, I'm en route. I've also called the shipper, or the receiver, these guys over here, to verify that the broker made my appointment. And so while I was waiting in line to get loaded, I called the receiver, because I made sure I got the number from Nucor. This was a Nucor load. When I checked in, I asked, hey, do you have a number for the receiver? Yeah, I got that. Okay, cool. So I got that, called these guys, nice lady answered, and she said, I've only got an appointment for 10 or noon, which one do you want? And I'm like, well, I think the broker already made an appointment for me. He was supposed to have. And she's like, oh, is this a Nucor tubing? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh yeah, you're scheduled for 8 in the morning. I'm like, okay, cool, that's what he told me. So that's great. This broker's been good. Noah is his name. He's spot on. He's been good with everything. No problem with him personally. He did what he was supposed to do, make the schedule just like he told me he was going to do. Great, that's what we like. So anyway, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they call me, verify all that. I told them, yeah, I'm loaded. Sorry, I forgot to update the app and put a note in, but it wouldn't have mattered. They wouldn't have read the note anyway. And I said, by the way, not only am I on schedule to deliver at 8, I also called Benjamin Steele, see, Benjamin Steele over there, and verified my appointments at 8, so we should be able to be on time and get delivered at 8, no problem. I said, okay, great, we'll mark that down. And then probably at 5, I found parking. Didn't want to drive late, so I parked at 5, parked it up, and went to bed. You already know what's going to happen, guys. So at 11 o'clock, oh crap, let's see here. 11 o'clock at night, I got a call, and I didn't know who it was. Now I had my phone on Do Not Disturb. My settings are designed for the first call doesn't disturb me, and if I get a second call within a 15-minute period of time of the first call, the second call will ring through, right? So I get a call that wakes me up at 11 o'clock, and I went to bed. I didn't go to bed at 5, but I probably went to bed at 8. The sun was still up when I went to bed, and because I was going to get up at, I think 4. I think I had the alarm set at 4. But anyway, so I get a call and I'm looking at the number and I don't recognize the number, And I'm thinking, gosh, dang, I didn't really remember, I didn't know what time it was when I woke up for the first call. I thought it was still daylight back west, and I was probably getting some sales call. So I didn't answer it because I didn't want to yell at the sales guy. I just clicked the phone off and went back to bed. And then sometime later, and it was still on Do Not Disturb, keep in mind, I got another call that rang through. So must have called me twice. And this one was 1:56 in the morning. And again, I didn't know who the number was, but it was the same. I recognized it from the previous one at 11 o'clock in the PM. Anyway, so I at that point I'm getting kind of ticked off. I'm like, who's the frick is calling me 4 times so far tonight trying to get a hold of me? I'm like, what the hell is so gosh blasted important from a number I don't recognize? So at that point, I turned my phone on airplane mode, and I'm like, have fun calling through now, you ass, you know? So I went to bed, slept the rest of the night until 4. Woke up and I look at my phone, and sure enough, I see 2 missed calls right in a row on both times from the same number. And I still didn't know who that number was. And so I'm like, well, whatever. So I'm cruising. At about 6 a.m., I get another call from that number. Oh, I know what happened. No, it was because somehow by the time, so before I got that call, I looked at my tracking. When I woke up and got on the road, I looked at my tracking, the trucker's tools, and there was a thing in there. There was like a note in there that said, please call this number immediately. And it was the same freaking number that had been bothering me all night long. And I'm like, what the freak is going on? So I call the number. No one answers. I wait on hold for, I don't know, 10 minutes while driving down the road. No one picks up. So I turn it off. And then at 6 in the morning, that number calls me again. So I had already knew by that time who it was. It was the broker, the brokerage, not the broker person. It wasn't Noah. He wasn't up that early, I guarantee you that. It was the brokerage doing what they do best and annoying drivers, right? And so I answered, and I said some smart ass comment. I think I said, aha, so you're the asshole that keeps calling me all night long. And I heard silence on the phone, and then just click. They hung up. I'm like, yeah, they don't like getting yelled at either. And anyway, and then a few minutes later, they called me again. And so I got a little less smart aleck with them, you know. And they said, hey, we just need to know where you're at. And I said, is tracking working? Yeah, tracking's working. Okay, then you don't need to know where I'm at, do you? Oh, no, we need to verify it from you. Right? And so, and I chewed him out pretty good. I said, look, I know you have nothing to do with this, but your brokerage, the company you work for, didn't allow me to get any sleep at night, and now I'm tired hauling your freight. And he's like, well, that's fine. I still need to verify where you're at. I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell you. He's like, what? Well, I'm not telling you. Sorry. You can bloody well look at the tracking, or you can just wonder where the hell I'm at. I'm not telling you. And I got pretty, and I still haven't told him where I'm at. I've only been communicating through the tracking link. And I'm going to call Noah when I get done here, because it just turned 8 o'clock now. I'm going to call Noah and tell him what's been going on. And hopefully he can take it to the higher ups over there at the brokerage and say, look, we got to stop this bullshit. We can't be, you know, waking drivers up. So they called me at 4 roughly. I don't have the exact time, but before I went to bed, I told them that I was loaded. I told them everything was good to go. I told them my appointment was set for 8, and I told them I'd be there at 8. They noted that down. They put that down. So then they proceeded to call me at 11:13 p.m. twice, and then again twice at 1:56 a.m. What's going on here? Oh. So at what point was I supposed to sleep? Between 4 and 11 possibly? Or between 11 and 2? And I told the person that was calling for the check calls, which that's a different department. I call it the the driver department. No, I told him, I said, this is unacceptable as a brokerage. I must have something. I said, it totally unacceptable. You have the driver's cell phone number. Don't abuse that privilege, you know? Look at your own call logs and you can tell you've been calling him every 4 to 5 hours. At what point is he going to get his 10-hour consecutive break that the DOT requires him to have? Right? Safety, safety, safety until you want to check on a load. And then all safety goes out the window. I better pull this. I probably better fold it up on the... I didn't want to really get in the way of trucks if I fold it up here, but there's no one coming in. This is the in, the out's over there, so I think it would be good to fold it up over here. So anyway, I'm all pissed off and fired up already this morning. I mean, it just seems kind of ridiculous when you think about it. These are freight brokers. They deal with truck drivers and carriers all day long. They should know that we have to have a 10-hour break. You know, that's the rules. And it's difficult to get a 10-hour break when we're getting called every 5 hours for an update. I mean, I don't think you have to be too smart to figure that out. I mean, am I off my rocker, guys? Is that logical? I mean, isn't the whole point of having a tracking app so the broker doesn't have to annoy the driver with check calls? That's what I've always been told. They always send the link. Download the app to reduce check calls, right? That's what all those apps say when you download the app. Reduce check calls by using automatic tracking. What they should say is use automatic tracking so we can call the driver every 5 hours and wake him up all night long. That's what actually occurs. Okay guys, I'm just folding up some 4-foot tarps here. This is how I like to fold up tarps. You guys, I'm on a pretty strict carnivore diet right now, so I've got energy to burn. Got energy for days. Thank goodness. What? Don't have any long bungees. go. So yeah, that was my morning. How was your guys' morning? Luckily, I didn't answer the phone. If I would have answered the phone, as soon as I learned it was the broker calling me, I would have lost it. And then it would have gotten me angry, and I wouldn't have been able to sleep. I would have been sitting there thinking about how fucked up it was. But I thought it was some just random sales call, so I slept just fine. Like, some freaking sales guy's got my number at 2 a.m. What the fuck is he doing? Going back to bed without even thinking about it. You guys, I know I'm not the only one that experiences this, because I have experienced this multiple times. This was just a very, very good example of it. But this happens constantly to drivers. And then we wonder why they're always tired and can't make deliveries on time, right? Or we wonder why they cause crashes from fatigue. You know, and you look back at their call log and you're like, oh, the brokerage called them 17 times that night. And here's the thing, guys. I was required to be on tracking, right? Guess what happens when I put my phone on airplane mode to avoid the calls? Tracking stops. So the only way I can avoid the headache and waking me up all night is to put my phone either completely off, and then I don't have an alarm clock, or in airplane mode, which disables the tracking. So again, the brokers need to put two brain cells together on this and get their shit together. I mean, seriously, guys, am I being too hard on them? You want tracking, yet you require your driver to put their phone on airplane mode all night so they can sleep. And then you freak out in the morning because tracking stopped. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! You guys haven't even looked at tracking until you notice it stopped. So shut up. I don't know. Get me all fired up. Whatever, it's no big deal. This happens all the time. And then the brokers wonder why the carriers hate the brokers. I mean, I don't hate brokers. I love brokers. My entire business model is working for brokers, but I can certainly see why the rift happens between the carrier and the broker when they do that kind of bullshit. I mean, leave me a comment, guys. Let me know, am I totally like being unreasonable? I mean, is it reasonable for me to say, look, the driver's cell phone is his freaking cell phone. Don't call it in the middle of the night. I'm pretty much can say, I think most drivers would agree with me, if we have tracking and it's working, then don't call the driver's cell phone at all. I don't care what time it is. Because let's face it, drivers work all kinds of different shifts. The broker could not know that the driver is sleeping during the day or during the night, unless they look at the tracking and the tracking shows that they're moving. Okay? Then they know the driver's up. Call all you want then. But here's the thing. If the tracking's working and showing that the driver's moving down the interstate, what the hell is the need for the call? don't know, guys. Just little stupid shit that brokers do that we as carriers have to understand and work around. Like now, I'm gonna seriously consider putting my phone on airplane mode every night. Especially on nights where I'm, you know, focused on, you know, my office work, and I'm getting, you know, a decent, or, you know, not the kind of sleep. A lot of times I'll spend a little time in the bunk working on the computer, doing QuickBooks accounting or whatever else my company needs, and I won't exactly get 10 hours of sleep. Six hours of sleep is normally pretty good for me. I can function on 5 multiple days in a row, but after a few nights of 5 hours of sleep, I kind of want a little more, you know. Okay, you see how we got these blankets set up? I didn't even look over the tarps. I don't think we had any rips. That's why it's really important to carry these blankets. Kind of sucks because it almost feels like you have to double tarp these loads, because you got to put the blankets up first. Then I've learned it's a good idea to put those straps over the blankets, otherwise they have a tendency of sliding off the load because the tarp's doing this in the wind, and that under blanket will start to shimmy off sometimes. So I went to always strapping over the top of the blanket. So you got to throw your blankets, then strap over the top of the blankets to hold them down. Then you still have to tarp. It always feels like you're double working on these steel loads. Uh-oh. We are getting someone coming in here. What happened? All right. Okay, I'm gonna save a little bit of film space. You don't need to see me roll up these straps. This is my winder, and let's see, what are we at here? I always do it a certain way. There we go. I'm gonna do the rest, and then I'll probably put the camera back on while I'm folding these blankets up. Okay, back at it here. This is virtually the exact same thing as my tarps, the way I fold it up. You have to fold it up in a way that fits with how you're going to store it. So you kind of learn the process of how your system works. I have to fold it up to where it's narrow and it fits inside one of those boxes. Okay guys, you get the picture, I think. I'm gonna save some film space and battery space. Turn the camera off here, all right? Remember to like and share the video, guys, if you do flatbed content and you like or if you do flatbed and you like the content I'm putting out, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with a friend, guys. All right, all untarped, ready to rock and roll. I've just got to wait for them to crane off all the stuff, and then I'll be going to pick up my next load. I have no idea where it goes yet. We haven't got it yet, so we'll find out. All right, guys, I'm done delivering that steel. Now I'm going to go across the street over here to a truck parking spot and wait for dispatch to find me a load. Jeff already got dispatched this morning. He's got a nice long haul going out to the Pacific Northwest. He will enjoy that. He loves those long hauls. So I'm all ready to rock and roll Tuesday morning. Wonder where my next load's gonna go. All right, guys. I'm waiting in line to load. This will be Ohio to North Carolina, and I've got 2 step decks up there I'm waiting to pull up, and then I can pull across the tracks. And while I'm waiting, I'm putting in the address. So this is something that I just learned the other day. I wanted to show this. So you can find the address over here on Google, right? And then you can, assuming you have a Garmin and you have the Garmin app installed, you can hit share, and you can share it right to Garmin. It goes right into Garmin. You hit send to device. Probably everybody already knew this. I'm just learning this. And boom, look, it shows right up. I already did that, so you can start again.
Going to 1523 Airport Road, Hamlet, North Carolina, 28345, USA.
1,500. Sometimes it kind of converts the math a little bit. Yeah, it takes the closest address, 1523. This is actually 1601. So I'll need to remember that. It might be a little bit off. This looks like a new, it's a job site, see? Job site. So this place doesn't exist, and the address may not exist in Garmin, but it exists on Google, so that's why you get that. Anyway, and that's common in flatbed, guys. You're gonna have a lot of addresses that may not exist. What I like to do is look at the route. Oh, that's another thing, I'll show that. So if you're in navigation, probably everybody already knows this, but you can just move the map. These 2 buttons up top show up. This one just centers up to where north is up, and then this one gives you the whole route, so you can look at your route, make sure that you're on the right route. Let's say you don't want to go that way. Let's say you want to go through Cincinnati. You can come over here and you can say navigate me through here, push on, and you say shape route, and it will put that map shaping tool in there to where it'll navigate that direction, meaning it navigates to hit your route. It'll show you how much extra miles it is, and then you can zoom out and make sure, and then you can say no, I want to go through Knoxville too, and so you can put another shaping one in there once you accept this one. Okay, I got to move up. All right, guys, just want to show that.